Hey everyone, this is Doctor Dustin Hendrix with Chiro MSK Specialists.
And I'm Lauren Hendrix, the rehab tech here at Chiro MSK Specialists.
So what we want to do today is we want to give you a little overview of what we're going to be bringing out. It's called Pain Neuroscience Education, and we just want to start before we get into that a little bit about our bios.
Yeah, so I've been involved in a variety of sports, starting at a very young age. Gymnastics, cross country, track, cheerleading, and I primarily am involved in ultra running now. I have my bachelor's in health science studies from Baylor University, and I have been personal training and kind of in this industry for about 13 years now.
And chiropractor, so I have my doctorate in chiropractic. Before that, I got my bachelor's in human performance and kinesiology. I also have a bachelor's in human biology, big sports background, football, running, triathlon type stuff, and I'm also a clinical adjunct professor at Parker University. That's just a little bit of an intro to who we are. So now let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing with this class.
Yeah, so in this class, we are kind of primarily trying to reach those with chronic pain. Specifically, people that have been living with pain for a long time, or someone who has a recent injury and is feeling really helpless and confused and kind of doesn't know where to go for their next step, or also just anyone that's interested in the science behind pain, specifically chronic pain. And so we want to kind of teach people that it's important to move and use your body when in pain in the correct way. We want to teach you how to take control of your pain and how to kind of get your life back.
So as you can tell, this is really heavy because there's a lot going on that we're going to impact here with misconceptions about movement and pain. And it's also really, really tough for people who are in this chronic pain cycle. It's a very dark, rough time. And it's a population that we're very passionate about. We just really, really want to help these types of people. But it is there for people who have had a recent injury who are now kind of afraid, like, well, will that affect my long-term outcome too?
Yeah, so specifically, it would be considered chronic pain if you've been in pain for over 2 months. But like Dustin said, we also want to help those who have recently been injured and are worried about the long-term effects of that injury on their health. As well as anybody who's just interested in pain and the science behind it. And so over the next several weeks, we're going to take you guys through a pain neuroscience course. And we're going to offer you all sorts of resources, quizzes. We'll have the vlogs here like this one. We'll have blogs, lots of different things on our website. We'll have some exercise templates depending on where your pain is and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So our overview is, just kind of giving you what's going on. We'll actually get into our first lesson next week, which will be kind of our intro to pain science. And then, we'll kind of go through in each lesson, we'll kind of highlight that. These can be deep topics. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to highlight metaphors, things to kind of help it kind of sit in a little bit easier. Because, we can be talking about some really heavy neuroscience type stuff. So we just want to kind of break it down and make it a little easier for you. Before we get into it, we want to say to always seek medical evaluation. Make sure that there's not red flags, stuff that's ominous that is going on. And the other thing that we want to do to go ahead and help you decide if you're actually somebody that would be optimal for this type of class is to do our screenings. I don't want to get too much into it. One is the TSK, the Tampa scale for kinesiophobia. Basically, we use it in our office to screen patients who are already afraid of movement. So we already have an idea of, do we need to break down some barriers before we even get to the exercises? And then we have some other, like pain catastrophizing. Lauren will probably correct me on how I say that, but and then the last one is on central sensitivity. So just looking at these outcomes for people who've been in long pain, and we'll put the scales and stuff so how if you're in that category to see that stuff or not.
Yeah. So before next week's lesson, and like we kind of said earlier, every week, so every Friday, we'll release a new vlog here. So before next week, your homework is to take the screening tests that we're going to put in a link below, and just see if you're in a category that kind of not qualifies, but that these videos would be helpful for you, and maybe it's not you, but they would help someone else that well. You can also refer them to the videos and give them the link for the screenings. But if you're just curious, and it can also help, if you have a loved one that is suffering from chronic pain, taking this course can help, even if it's not you, because it can help you understand where that person is coming from. And so, yeah, we're really excited to take you guys on this journey with us. We hope that we can offer you some resources and the help that you need to kind of take your life back, and be in control of pain. So go ahead and take the screenings, and
so once you take the screenings, if you do see that you're in the higher scale, obviously you can ask us questions like, am I in the higher scale? Like, what does this really mean? We're always there for you. Text, Facebook, Instagram. There's so many ways to reach out to us. But once you do, what we've got ready for you to start with is a pain journal. So what the pain journal is going to do is it's going to go ahead and start free-framing your pain. It's going to let you start seeing triggers. So it's kind of the same way that, you might do a food log to see if you had a food allergy, even like an anxiety log, stuff that causes you anxiety and stuff like that. But this will be more related to what things in my life are triggering my pain. So.
Yes, but we'll get into that more next week. Don't get too overwhelmed. So this week, just go ahead and take the screening, and we will see you guys next week.
All right, guys, y'all take care.
Bye.